ladies and gentlemen, another Facebook Live on this lovely Thursday. Today we are very fortunate from Equity Title to have Ms. Rhonda Hubkey. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Happy to be here.
Awesome. Yeah, you had to come up a whole flight of stairs.
I
or
did.
Did you take the elevator?
I
Have heels on, don't you? Have heels on,
I took
yeah.
the elevator.
If I had heels, well, anyway, I won't get into that. All right, so let's talk a little about yourself. How long have you been doing this?
You left your heels at home this
That's
morning,
right.
didn't you?
I don't, they don't leave the house. Yeah, it's teenage role.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good role.
Right. So tell me a little about yourself, how long you've been doing this, all that good stuff, please.
Good morning, everyone. I am Rhonda Hubkey with Equity Title, and I actually do the sales and marketing. I work alongside with, hopefully you know the other reps, Brittany Nichols and Jamie Zeppenfeld. I take care of the St. Rose office here for Equity Title Berkshire, and Brittany takes care of Sahara and Twain, and Jamie takes care of this the Sunset office. So we are your partners. I have been with Equity Title. I'm coming up next month on 12 years with Equity Title. So let me tell you, I have worked with other title companies. I have been in this industry since, I'm going to really date myself.
Okay.
I sold real estate in California before I relocated here 26 years ago, and also worked in sales and marketing there. So I started in this business back in 1988.
Wow.
Long time. Yeah. But I have to tell you that being part of Equity Title, I don't want to be this rah person, but it is unbelievable the amount of resources and tools that we are able to provide to all of you at no cost to help support your success. So I just can't even say enough about just the management, the team that we have, as far as everyone from escrow officers to customer service to marketing reps to our admin, everyone. It's just an awesome company, and we every day are so grateful and thankful that we are a partner with Berkshire.
And it works really well too. I've had a few closings myself, my friends, and so forth. My little joke is every time I have a closing, I get change.
Yeah.
I get change. I get a check at the end.
Nice, huh?
It's always good. It's always good. All right. So, and also, you mentioned Brittany, and you mentioned Jamie and Rick and so forth. All of the people that we work with are incredibly good. They really love their job. They love what they do. They help the agents with a lot of different things. Like, let's get into a few of them. Like, give them an idea of what we can help them with.
Okay. So, pretty much for those of you that don't know, myself, Brittany, and Jamie, we would work on the front end, as I like to say. We work initially with the agents, you as realtors, if you're a lender, attorney, investor, any of those scope, we work with you on providing resources and information on farming, any type of property information. So what we can do is initially we want to help you bring business in, and we do that in a few different ways. What we like to do is be very strategic and intentional about your farming and prospecting. What that looks like is if you have a subdivision that you want to prospect in.
Like a farm, yeah.
Like a farm, okay, a farm. We would provide all of the information regarding that farm, and it's very detailed. We can actually get estimated market value, estimated loan value. We can tell you when that property closed, how much it sold for, who the owners are. We can even go a step further and pull lists that are just most likely to sell. Right. So if you specifically want to target most likely to sell, we can provide that, and it's based on some algorithm.
Right, analytics.
Proprietary. They won't tell us, because if they tell us, they'll have to tell us. I shouldn't say that. They won't tell us.
Well, it's live, so it's too late.
Oh, so it's very proprietary, so we don't know how they come up with the algorithm. I have had really good feedback in regards to it does really help with being specific. For instance, if you're working with a buyer and you have maybe a specific property type, geographic location, even maybe they have to have a pool and they have to have a single story and they need 4 bedrooms or more, we can actually pull just that criteria for you. Why should we do that? Because if you've shown them everything that's available on the market, right, and there's nothing out there, let's go find that property.
But you're talking about prospecting.
Prospecting, talking to people, Getting what they want.
I love prospecting.
Yeah, I know. And right before we started, I was sharing with Rick that, you know, myself as a sales rep, I have to prospect just like you do. Mm-hmm. So I understand exactly what you do. Your clients are buyers and sellers, and you have to be that person that provides everything that you can for them and get their transaction closed. Well, I have to prospect as well, and I have to prospect realtors and lenders and investors and those types of people to bring business into our company. So I definitely understand, and I know it's the more people you talk to, the more successful you're going to be. And I always say no. I never take it as a no. If someone says no, I always say not right now. And
so you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance. Yeah. So I just never allow no to be a no. I just say, okay, they're just not ready right now. So
because things happen, especially in the farm with a turnover rate. You know, so I love what you said. There's a lot of great stuff in there. One of my favorites is in a tight inventory market, which we currently have, and you have a listing, like let's say you sold in a neighborhood, but you had 4 offers on the property. We have a script for it and everything called the Hub Buyer Script. You go through the neighborhood and you find that, or if you have a specific buyer, get your buyer broker agreement signed and go out and knock all the houses that fit, because you guys can tell it. They want a 2-bedroom, they want 3-bedroom, they want 1,800 square feet, they want this style, and then you can help them, and they can knock on every one of those, which I think is awesome. It's prospecting. It's high analytics prospecting too, which is a good return on your investment.
Well, and I think it's really important. And when I sit down with agents and they want to talk about prospecting and farming and where they should go, and you know, 8 out of 10 times agents will say, "Where should I prospect? Where's the best area?" You know what? I'm so sorry. I have no crystal ball. I have no, you know, telepathy of anything. But I do have the resources that we can sit down and figure out where is going to be the most successful for you, based on your marketing style, how much time you're going to commit to it. Mm-hmm. Are you going to door knock? Are you going to phone call? Hopefully you're doing both. Are you doing open houses? So we really like to be very, very intentional and make sure that you're successful doing that. You know,
intentional and on purpose. But the key is, you know, because really, let's face it, we're in Las Vegas, and California may be a little, but it's very hard. There's a few, and I know that you know where they are. There's a few neighborhoods where the turnover rate and the competition may not make sense. But everywhere else in Vegas, where the average turnover rate's around 7%, I mean, or more, right? It's one of the best markets on the planet, and Phoenix is a close second for farming.
Yes.
Because of the turnover rate.
You know, door knocking, you know, door dropping, open houses. Just the more you're in front of your farm and your sphere, the better chances you are of getting the business.
Right.
Some agents will say, they'll send out a postcard and they'll say, no one ever called me. Well, did you follow up with that phone form that I gave you with all the phone numbers that were available? Well, no. So you have to put forth the effort. Consistency is key. Consistency is key. And turnover rates are really important. The turnover rates over the last year, I think, they've gotten a little skewed, but we still can use that as a very, very great resource and benchmark for finding those properties. But you yourself are going to have to do, you know, some research yourself. I always say, find out. If you want to be in a particular area, I can provide you so much information. But yet, you're going to need to go into the MLS.
Right.
You're going to need to
do some homework.
Yes, you're going to have to do some homework too. So I love supporting the agents. I get really excited. New agents, I love meeting with new agents as well, because they get very excited, but they get very ambitious, and I try to keep them to a very realistic.
Don't drink out of the fire hose.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, you can still go out there and be really successful, but some of them want to farm an area that has like 2,000 homes, and that's really not realistic, especially for newer agents. But then there's some very seasoned agents that do it consistently every month with 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 homes. But they have very key systems in place. So I'm here just to support your success and hopefully be a part of that. because you know, at the end of the day, we completely understand that unless we help you and we navigate through the escrow and we close that escrow, you know, none of us get paid.
Right, and that's, to me, that's one of the you know, obviously the partnership of helping them with their farming, the tools. As a matter of fact, you know, Rhonda and Jamie and Brittany, and they know the VAC better than a lot of the virtual agent center, better than a lot of our agents, so they can compile their marketing with your marketing, help you out, give you the templates. The only thing they can't do is the printing for you. You make your own copies, right? But and think about if you actually implement all that, and then you get consistent. You know, I just did my video this morning on delayed gratification. When you're doing a farm, nothing works right away. Okay, so you have to make the commitment to put the time in. It's like going to the gym. You don't go to the gym for 2 days, look in the mirror and go, it's not working, right? You have to give it time. You have to, you know, physics say that if you work out consistently and change your diet, you're going to get in shape. If you knock an area and drop off good information, think about it with the high analytics. So you go around, you have an open house, you give them out the open house information, and then everybody with the high analytics that they give you, you can give them a neighborhood report because you know they're one step ahead of the rest of the people in there. So there's all kinds of ways you can get detailed about this.
Yes, very much so.
And be organized. But the key word is consistent. If you're consistent, you'll do business. If you do it once hoping for the lottery, it's not going to happen.
Probably not. But I also want to talk for a minute too about mindset, and I know we talk a lot about mindset. Yeah. And it is so key, and it is so important, and it's even what I do every day. I start out my day with, I write three gratitudes. That's all I do. I have a little notebook, and I just write grateful for, and sometimes it's as simple as my iced coffee because it was so delicious and satisfying. It doesn't have to be something, you know, so profound.
I'm thinking it has to do with your grandson a little bit lately. Probably.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think you have been well, grandbaby. So I know, can you believe that?
That's great.
I know. I don't.
You're a young grandma.
I don't feel like a grandma.
You don't look like one either.
Thank you. But you know, it can be as simple as that. And I find when I start my day with just my gratitudes and my affirmations, it's just amazing how your mindset is so key to this business. You know, I can provide you all the resources. I can give you great flyers and information and all of that. But you know, it really needs to start, I think, with your mindset.
Right.
And with your affirmations. And I know it's kind of, some people live by it, some people know about it, some people aren't consistent with it, but it's like anything else. I think that's truly true.
Because if you walk around like Eeyore on Winnie the Pooh, like our age, it would be Glum on Gulliver's Travels, remember him?
Right, yeah.
Right. So if you walk around like you're a drag to be around, people don't want to do business with you. You have to, like Rhonda was saying, you're a salesperson, so you understand this. Affirmations, visualizations, start the day out right, and then take the right actions. And when you're taking the right actions, they make you feel even better as well. The next thing you know, you're very educated about your area, the properties, you know, and then you can speak with, you know, confidence.
Right. And also keep in mind any of the resources that we have, buyer guides, seller guide, relocation guides, market reports, we have rent versus buy. My gosh, our list goes on and on of all the resources. Any of those are available to you, and you can use those on social media. You can use those to, at open houses, with listing appointments, helping your buyers get more knowledgeable of the market. Any of those resources are available to you at no cost.
Right, and then they well, for me as a real estate agent, I like the fact that we have all the stuff that we just mentioned, plus for your clients, when you're using equity and you know it's going to be handled right, you can be off to the next transactions because your sellers are taken care of and buyers, right?
Absolutely.
And then you also have little special programs for them too.
We do.
Yes.
We do.
Oh, do tell.
Oh. And we offer 30% off our escrow fee, and that is for both buyer and seller. So I always say use that to your advantage. Use that as part of your as part of how you present and in your presentation. Let them know that you can offer them 30% discount because of your partnership. And we can also pull a prelim for you prior to taking that listing. And so it takes about 2 to 3 business days to get the prelim typically.
Which I think is huge, by the way. I talk about it in my success series.
So when you go into an appointment, to a listing appointment, and you actually have that prelim, it's very powerful. It's very powerful. Why is that important? Because if there's any issues that need to be addressed, we can get it taken care of right now. We're not waiting until the 11th hour, or maybe there could be something on title that you're not aware of, and we might need to get that fixed before that seller's in the place to get their house on the market. So
right.
It's just being really proactive. So that's a 30% savings. You know, we also offer some other discounts. People ask, you know, military, first responders, teachers, first-time home buyers, those. We do offer that, but it's 25% off. So we just always go and do the 30%.
It's better, yeah, it's smart.
And then also, if your seller has owned their home for 3 years or less, there is a discount on the homeowner's title policy. So that also is available. We are here just to, like I said, to offer any support. We don't have any junk fees. We really don't. Our fees are very, very minimal. But keep in mind as well, we're governed by the Department of Insurance. So we have to have filed rates. Every title company has to file their rates with the Department of Insurance. So that being said, sometimes there's title companies that say, oh, we can match that. Well, you know what? They say that, but quite honestly, if they were to get audited and those aren't their filed rates, there's some pretty hefty fines. So it's really important for us as a title company to be very transparent and stay with what our filed rates are.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. I learned something new today. I didn't know you had filed rates.
Every title company. And
Damn insurance companies.
You actually can, which I'll share this little tidbit. If any of you didn't know this, you can actually go to the Nevada Department of Insurance website. There is, you click on consumer, and then there's a drop down on your left, and it'll say title companies, and you can actually go in and compare title fees.
Mm-hmm. That's so interesting.
It is.
Well, for me, so like what I try to teach the agents is we have prosperity mortgage, we have equity title in Nevada. You know, in California, it's prosperity and somebody different in Orange Coast, and then there's Agave in Arizona. If you use the team concept, which is prosperity in title companies, it just, for you as an agent, I've been doing this for years. Before even Bristol was involved in, you know, business arrangements and all that, before it was, you know, something, and then the government got involved, and now they're monitored, which is good. I think for the consumer, it's especially good. But you know your clients are handled, the transaction's going to close, and if there's problems, it'll be dealt with because they're the same people on the same team with the same goal as you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if you're in other markets in California, Arizona, and you are watching, reach out to your title reps, because sometimes they might be able to provide things, resources to you that you might not even be aware of. Mm. So always reach out and ask specifically, what kind of marketing resources do you have? What kind of farming tools do you have? Do you have open house information? What do you have possibly that I could use for maybe social media content? Mm. So really, in each market, I know it's a little different, but your title company should have some really valuable resources if you are not utilizing them. I want to jump to the VAC if I can.
Correct.
VAC is unbelievable. I go to the VAC. I go to the VAC sometimes to get some ideas or to remind some of the agents what's in there. Yes. Because it's really easy once you get in there. I'm going to say it's a little overwhelming because there's so much.
I call it the buffet at Bellagio. It's like the buffet at Bellagio. You look at it and go, holy cow. Yeah. But you can't eat the whole buffet. Right. Well, you can try, but it'd be embarrassing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you just look and decide and you use that. But yeah, I agree. Right.
And I just specifically go just to one resource, and that's the marketing. And I just see what types of flyers, postcards, just information. Sometimes it might just be a great, a great headline that is in one of those flyers, and I'll
give you an idea.
I'll repurpose it. Yeah.
I do that with real estate agents.
I borrow it.
And other coaches.
So it like I said, I even can get a little overwhelmed, and I sometimes think, where do I need to go? But I think if you are committed to going in the VAC and really, like Rick said, focus on one tool or one resource and really get to know that, I think it's going to really help your business and in a lot of ways. So
Yeah, be focused and consistent, definitely. Don't try to do everything because you can't do it. You know, pick a few things and get really good at them.
absolutely, absolutely.
Awesome. Any final words you want to leave these lovely people on Facebook land?
Equity Title, we truly value our partnership with Berkshire, and we 110% are here to support each and every one of you in any way possible. So there's never anything you can't ask of us. There might be some things you ask of us that we might have to divert to someone else, but I always say use me as a resource. Even if you aren't sure if it's something we can do, just ask, because it might be, or we will probably have the resource of where to direct you to get what you need. So again, it's been a pleasure.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much.
Everybody go out and have a great day.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. Bye, everybody.